In 2014, Prince Robert of Luxembourg launched the Haut-Brion Historical Challenge to uncover the earliest mentions of Château Haut-Brion. Art historian Laurent Chavier discovered a document dated January 21, 1521. It was a sale agreement where 4 pipes of wine from the vineyard of Haut-Brion were promised as payment. This discovery showed that Château Haut-Brion was producing wine nearly 150 years earlier than previously known. The earliest known reference before this was from 1660, found in King Charles II of England's cellar book. This document from 1521 confirms that Château Haut-Brion is one of the oldest wineries in Bordeaux. Welcome to Fine Wines, where we share the incredible stories of the world's most famous wines. Today, we're looking at Château Haut-Brion, one of Bordeaux's oldest and best-known wineries. Château Haut-Brion is located in the Pessac-Léognan appellation, just south of Bordeaux. This area is part of the Graves region, one of Bordeaux's most important wine-producing areas. The grounds where Château Haut-Brion now stands likely saw their first vines planted by the Romans, who brought with them a rich tradition of viticulture. In 1533, a distinguished member of the Bordeaux nobility, Jean de Pontac, acquired Château Haut-Brion through his marriage to Jeanne de Bellon, the daughter of the estate's lord. Jean de Pontac adopted detailed vineyard management techniques, focusing on carefully controlling the growth of vines to enhance their exposure to sunlight, which in turn improved the overall quality of the grapes. He also pioneered the aging of wine in oak barrels, which significantly improved the complexity and taste of the wines. By the mid-1600s, Haut-Brion's reputation had crossed the English Channel. King Charles II is known to have served the wine at court in the 1660s. In his cellar book, Haut-Brion was recorded as Haut-Briono, marking it as a favorite among royalty. Samuel Pepys, the Robert Parker of his day, contributed significantly to the wine's legendary status. Pepys' diary entry from April 10, 1663, where he wrote, "And there drank a sort of French wine called Haut-Brion, that hath a good and most particular taste that I never met with," served as an influential early wine review. In 1666, François-Auguste de Pontac, the grandson of Jean de Pontac, had a bold idea. He opened a tavern in London called Pontac's Head. But this wasn't just any tavern. It was dedicated to serving only one wine, Haut-Brion. Back then, it was rare for a single wine estate to promote itself so directly to a foreign market. But François-Auguste wanted Haut-Brion to be exclusive, and Pontac's Head quickly became a favorite for London's wealthy elite. It was one of the first Bordeaux wines that people in England knew by name. François-Auguste wasn't just selling wine, he was building a brand. For almost 2 centuries, the Pontac family managed the estate, focusing on quality and reputation. Their hard work helped it become one of the most famous wines in Bordeaux. But as the years went on, the story of Haut-Brion faced darker times. In the late 1700s, it passed to Joseph de Fumel, a nobleman who married into the Pontac family. He became the owner just as France was about to enter the chaos of the French Revolution. Joseph managed the estate through the early years of the Revolution, but in 1794, during the Reign of Terror, he was executed. The estate faced years of instability, passing through the hands of temporary owners. In 1836, Joseph Eugène Larieux purchased it, giving the estate the stability it needed. The Larieux family invested heavily in the vineyards and restored the estate's reputation. Their hard work paid off. In 1855, Haut-Brion received one of the highest honors in Bordeaux. It was named a Premier Grand Cru Classé in the famous 1855 Bordeaux classification, a ranking of Bordeaux's very best wines. Haut-Brion was the only wine from the Graves region to earn this title, standing proudly alongside top Médoc wines. This recognition cemented its reputation for excellence. But as the 20th century unfolded, Haut-Brion faced more challenges. The First and Second World Wars and the Great Depression hit Bordeaux's wine estates hard. Wine production slowed, and the estate struggled to stay afloat. By the 1930s, it needed a lifeline. That lifeline came in 1935 in the form of an American banker named Clarence Dillon. Dillon was in Bordeaux, looking for a wine estate to invest in. Originally, he had his eye on other properties, but the day was rainy and cold, and he didn't want to travel far. So, Dillon visited Haut-Brion, which was conveniently close to the city. There was something about the estate that captured his attention. Maybe it was the charm of the chateau, or perhaps its long history. Whatever it was, Dillon decided to buy Haut-Brion. This chance decision would change the estate's future. With Dillon's investment, Haut-Brion began to thrive again. He modernized the vineyards, improved winemaking facilities, and founded Domaine Clarence Dillon to keep the estate in the family. Then, in 1976, Haut-Brion's reputation reached a new level. The estate's 1970 vintage competed in the Judgment of Paris, a blind tasting event where French and California wines went head-to-head. Haut-Brion's wine ranked fourth among the reds, proving to the world that it was still one of the very best. The Dillon family's story took another historic shift in 1967. Clarence Dillon's granddaughter, Joan Dillon, became the first American to marry into the Luxembourg royal family when she wed Prince Charles of Luxembourg. Their marriage linked Haut-Brion to European nobility and added a new layer of prestige to the estate's legacy. Today, the estate is still managed by the Dillon family, now under Prince Robert of Luxembourg, Joan's son. Prince Robert has carried on the family's dedication, balancing tradition with innovation to keep it one of the finest wines in the world. Château Haut-Brion produces 4 main wines. Château Haut-Brion, Grand Vin, the flagship red wine, a Bordeaux blend of Merlot, Cabernet Sauvignon, and Cabernet Franc. Typically, it is priced between $600 and $1,200 per bottle for recent vintages. Older or iconic vintages can command much higher prices, sometimes several $1,000s per bottle, especially those with perfect scores. Best vintages. 1989. Robert Parker awarded this vintage 100 points, describing it as one of the greatest wines produced in Bordeaux. 2005. Another 100-point vintage from Robert Parker, known for its concentration and balance, with the potential to age gracefully for decades. 2009. Received 100 points from both Robert Parker and James Suckling. 2015 and 2016. Both vintages received 98 to 100 points from critics like James Suckling and Wine Spectator. 2018. Awarded 98 to 99 points by Wine Spectator, praised for its richness, structure, and vibrant fruit. Château Haut-Brion Blanc, a rare dry white wine made primarily from Sémillon and Sauvignon Blanc. Due to its limited production, Château Haut-Brion Blanc typically sells for $800 to $1,500 plus per bottle, with particularly rare or highly rated vintages commanding even higher prices. Best vintages. 1989, often rated 97 to 98 points by critics such as Robert Parker and Jancis Robinson. 2000, scored 96 to 97 points by Wine Advocate and Wine Spectator. 2005, awarded 98 points by James Suckling. 2009, scored 97 points by Wine Enthusiast and Jancis Robinson. 2015, received 98 points from James Suckling. 2018, awarded 97 points by Wine Enthusiast. Le Clarence de Haut-Brion, the second red wine, crafted from younger vines. It is generally more affordable than the Grand Vin, with prices typically ranging from $150 to $250 per bottle, depending on the vintage. Best vintages. 2009, awarded 94 points by Wine Spectator and Robert Parker. 2010, scored 93 points by James Suckling and Wine Advocate. 2015, received 94 points from Wine Spectator and James Suckling. 2016, awarded 93 points by Robert Parker and Jancis Robinson. 2018, received 92 to 93 points from wine advocate and wine enthusiast. La Clarté de Haut-Brion, the second white wine, represents a unique collaboration between the neighboring estates of Château Haut-Brion and La Michon Haut-Brion. Crafted from Sémillon and Sauvignon Blanc, it is more accessible than the Château Haut-Brion Blanc, typically priced between $100 to $200 per bottle, depending on the vintage. Notable vintages include 2009, awarded 92 points by Wine Spectator and James Suckling. 2015, received 92 points from Wine Enthusiast and James Suckling. 2017, scored 91 points from Robert Parker's Wine Advocate. 2018, awarded 93 points by Wine Spectator. Through the centuries of evolution, challenges, and triumphs, Haut-Brion has maintained its status as a symbol of quality, legacy, and resilience. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the history of this estate. If you enjoyed this story and wish to explore more fine wine histories, please support our channel by subscribing.